Hi, cuties! We're about to start our read aloud for today. Remember, we're reading one chapter from A Long Pitch Home by Natalie Lorenzi. We're on chapter 24. This is a pretty short chapter, so it's going to be a short read aloud today. Chapter 24. The house is decorated with Welcome to America signs in Urdu, except for Hira's sign, which reads, Welcome Home. In English, of course. Baba knows English already. Hira draws a figure of a smiling girl, arms open wide. But this isn't really his home. I wonder where we'll live when Baba gets here. Hopefully somewhere close by. Wherever we end up, it will finally feel like home when Baba is here. Baba's plane is supposed to land at 3:40 this afternoon, but we head to the airport extra early in case there's traffic. Auntie and Jalal stay home because we need to leave room in the van for Baba and his suitcases. Who knows how many he'll have? He promised to bring my cricket bat, and I've already got a place picked out to hang it right above my desk. I'm surprised by Dulles Airport's towering concrete columns soaring skyward in front of a glass wall topped with a roof that curves toward the clouds. When we arrived here nearly 9 months ago, I never noticed any of these things. I only noticed what wasn't there. Baba. Uncle finds a parking place right away. I climb out of the van, careful not to crease the signs we made. Hira scrambles out after me, gripping the strings of the brightly colored helium balloons that bob in the breeze. How much longer? Hira asks, skipping ahead. Stay beside me, Hira, my mother cautions, pushing Humza in his stroller. Uncle checks his phone. He should land in about 45 minutes, but he still has to claim his luggage and go through customs. My mother takes Hira's non-balloon holding hand. We'll have to be patient just a little while longer. I've been patient for almost 9 months. It's a good thing Baba is coming now, because after today, I have no patience left. At least, not the waiting for Baba kind of patience. We enter through the sliding glass doors, go up the ramp, and pass under a sign that reads, International Arrivals. Scanning the rows of plastic seats, I spot a few empty ones, but I'm too jumpy to sit. Instead, I join the crowd at the rope separating us from the passengers, emerging through swinging double doors. Other people brought balloons, and some hold flowers, but no one has signs like Hira and I made. I unroll mine to make sure it'll be right side up when Baba sees it. A crowd streams through the double doors, most speaking a language I don't recognize. I glance back at my mother, who shakes her head and mouths, Next flight. It seems like forever has passed when Hira comes up and leans against me. Is Baba's plane next? She asks. I put my arm around her and nod. He is going to love your sign. I smile at the crayon-drawn letters. The double doors pop open, and people in airline uniforms stream out, pulling suitcases on wheels. I recognize the Qatar Airways uniform from our flight to America last year. Hira, he's coming! We hold up our signs, careful to not crinkle the paper. Each time the doors swing open, I stand on my tiptoes to see if it's Baba. I don't know why I do this, since we're right up front, but being a few toes taller might make it easier for Baba to spot us as soon as he comes through the doors. Some people speak Urdu, some Arabic, and some English, but not one of them is Baba. The crowd thins as people wave, hug, and then leave together. Hira's sign is half on the ground, and I remind her to not let it drag on the floor, to be ready for Baba. The double doors open less and less often until they finally stay closed altogether. I turn to where my mother sits with Uncle. He's on the phone, stopping every once in a while to say something to Ami. Finally, he gets up, slides his phone into his jacket pocket, and strides over to the information desk. My mother looks so alone, even though Humza is with her, asleep in his stroller. Why does Baba have to be the last one off the plane? I want to join her, but when Baba comes through the doors, I want him to see my sign. Hira, why don't you go sit with Ami? I'll call you when he comes. She frowns and hands me her sign. When you see him, hold up my sign too, okay? Then I'll come right over and hold it up myself. I nod and I take the sign from her hands. The drawing of the happy girl with her arms open wide, smiling at me. Near the top, where Hira had been gripping the poster, the paper is wrinkled and damp. I stand with the signs for what seems like forever, and the doors finally open again. My chest fills with hope, and I lift my sign right along with Hira's, but this time the people with different uniforms burst through the doors. A different airline, not Baba's. I feel my mother's hand on my shoulder, and I turn. When is Baba coming? My mother doesn't even try to smile. He wasn't on the flight for some reason. Oh no. Uncle joins us, holding Hira's hand. Today is Pakistan Day, and you know how traffic is on a holiday. He may have missed his flight. He's probably on the next one, but Uncle doesn't sound hopeful. There is no way Baba would have missed that flight, Pakistan Day or not. He knew there would be traffic, so he would have left extra early. Uncle squeezes my mother's hand. Don't worry, Baji. I'm going to take you all home and then come back and see what I can learn. Perhaps his connecting flight changed and he's coming on a different airline. By this time, Humza is awake and yells to be let out of his stroller. I give him one of the balloons and he quiets down again. I look from my mother to my uncle. I want to come with you. They shake their heads. You have school tomorrow, Bilal. Ami puts her arm around my shoulder. Uncle nods. I may be late, but I will keep everyone posted. On the way home, I hold my rolled up sign on my lap. Maybe Uncle could bring our signs with him when he returns to the airport. But when I ask him, he says we should hang the signs at home, where my father will see them right when he walks in the door. The balloons dip and rise between Hira and me like they're trying to cheer us up. It's not working. My mother or Uncle must have already texted Auntie because when we get home, she greets me with a hug. The house smells like a feast, but the feast will have to wait. I put up our signs with magnets right on the front door so Baba will see them when he drives up with Uncle later. But Uncle doesn't come back until way after I'm in bed. Above me, headlights spread across the ceiling. I throw off the covers and race downstairs. Uncle comes through the door, carrying the signs. He does not bring Baba. When Uncle sees me, his frown turns into a smile, but his eyes still look worried. My mother's footsteps pad quickly into the foyer. Anything? Auntie calls from the kitchen. Hassan! Or, she says it as a question, I'm sorry. Hassan? Then she joins us in the foyer. Uncle glances at them, then looks at me. He'll need to rebook his flight, of course. My mother stares at her brother like she's trying to read his mind or send him a message through her thoughts. She nods, of course. Uncle rolls up the signs, hiding Hira's and my pictures and words. He pats my shoulder. It's late. Time for bed, Bilal. They start down the hallway toward the kitchen, leaving me at the bottom of the stairs. But I do not move. I do not go upstairs like I'm supposed to. Ami pauses, turning. Bilal? Auntie and Auntie then turn too, waiting. We are always waiting for Baba who isn't coming this time. It's time for bed, Bilal Jan. Ami's voice sounds tired. I shake my hand and squeeze my eyes shut to keep any tears from leaking out. When I open my eyes, there are our welcome posters tucked under Uncle's arms. which is not where they should be at all. I grab the posters, and Uncle takes a step back in surprise. Ami gasps, Bilal! But I don't care if I'm in trouble for being disrespectful. I yank open the front door and find the magnets still clinging to the metal. Tucking my poster under my arm, I unroll Hida's poster, grab some magnets, and slam them onto her drawing. It's not working. The ends are too curled from being rolled up, and the heavy poster board spits the magnets back onto the floor. My tears are coming even though I don't want them to, and now Hida's drawing is a blur, and her smiling self with her empty arms open wide, and I need more magnets. I pin her poster with one hand and bend to scoop up the fallen magnets, but her poster starts to slip. Then Uncle's hands are there, on the poster, holding it steady. Auntie holds the magnets for me to pluck from her hand. Ami slips my poster from under my arm and rolls it to the opposite, rolls it the opposite way so it won't curl. We work in silence until the posters are back in place and my breathing starts to slow back down to normal. We stand together underneath the porch light, looking at the posters, back where they should be, waiting for Baba. Aww. I thought he was joining them. How sad. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow. We'll read 2 chapters tomorrow and we'll see what happens. How sad. Gosh, I cannot even imagine how Bilal and all of them feel. They were so excited, right? 8 days. 8 days went by so quick for them. And then they were going to see their dad, and now he's not there. How sad. And it sounds as if they don't really know exactly what happened either. So I hope we find out what happened to his dad and why he didn't get on that flight. All right, we'll have to see tomorrow. Alrighty, have a great day.